Hi, and welcome to the Home Video Emporium. I'm your host, my name is Brendan, and with this series what I hope to do is to catalog my entire collection of home video titles and determine which of these movies still belongs amongst my elite and esteemed collection and needs to be preserved for many years still to come. Which of these movies, unfortunately, may need to be purged. They have rapidly run out of shelf space for my home video collection and need to free up a little space before I can still add to the collection. We're still looking to add more titles. And we're kind of at a pause right now until we get rid of some first. So we're looking to get rid of about 30 to 50 movies before the end of the series. And if nothing else, this is a great excuse and opportunity to go back and rewatch movies I may not have seen in a long time. And hopefully enjoy movies together. Today's episode is 1996's Jackie Chan's First Strike, aka Police Story 4 First Strike. This is our second movie in a row, directed by Stanley Tong, that we are putting in the Jackie Chan collection. Absolutely no disrespect to Stanley Tong. We've talked about some of his other films so far. It's just to make things a little bit more organized. We're going to include First Strike in the Jackie Chan collection. Why not? Because it says it's Jackie Chan's First Strike. Therefore, Mr. Tong, it is Jackie Chan's retrospective that this movie is being critiqued under. So I did not know this until somewhat recently, that this, I always knew it as First Strike or Jackie Chan's First Strike, that this is actually Police Story 4 First Strike, the fourth film in the Police Story series. This does not feel at all like it's part of the other movies. The other movies, even 3, it's a little bit bigger. But for the most part, Jackie Chan plays a very blue-collar police officer who, is just fine, answering phones at the police station. He's fine being a traffic cop. He just wants to protect and serve. He's not really looking to be a hero, but he's always put in positions where he is one. This one is much more of like a James Bond kind of a deal, where he goes to Ukraine in the beginning. He's getting into action on the ski slopes. He's going in a nuclear submarine all the way to Australia, and that just does not seem like your average just police officer kind of duties. And he's not playing it up like he's some suave James Bond, even though he does make mention to I guess I do feel like James Bond. It definitely does feel a little bit different than the rest of the collection, but nonetheless, I guess it was intended to be Police Story 4. That's how we recognize it. There are also New Police Story, and I believe that coming out soon is New Police Story 2. I have not seen New Police Story. I don't know if I'm going to catch up with it and see New Police Story 2. But that's the Police Story series for now. Who knows how many more we're going to get. This one, again, I missed this one in the theaters. The movie theater near where I lived, they only had 2 screens, and then there was a drive-thru that was only open this summer. There was another movie theater a little bit further down into Pennsylvania that only had 1 screen, and I only saw a few movies there. So for this one, I would have had to have gone to the big multiplex, which was about 20 miles or so from where I live, and I guess I just wasn't getting rides to the movie theater in the mall there. So I unfortunately missed a lot of Jackie Chan movies. This one I did see on a VHS or multiple times. I remember, I'd be at the video store, I'd see people I knew from school, and, we would always recommend Jackie Chan movies to each other. Like, oh, did you see this one? Did you see, Police Story 1? Did you see Who Am I? Did you see First Strike? Rumble in the Bronx? So Jackie Chan was very popular in the video store. And rightfully so. This movie, it's basically, if you haven't seen it, this is the ladder fight scene. It's one of Jackie Chan's all-time greatest fight scenes, where he's fighting a whole group of guys. They think he's a murderer, and so they're all trying to get him. And he's just trying to defend himself, and he's using chairs, tables, anything he can find, and they're still coming. They're still trying to attack him. So eventually, he uses a ladder, and he's swinging it over his head. He's doing all kinds of amazing things. Even if you don't watch this movie in its entirety, definitely check that scene out. You can probably find it online very, very easily. Jackie Chan ladder scene, First Strike. It's one of the most creative scenes you'll ever see. It's also on the outtakes at the end credits. The abuse he takes. One time he tries to jump through the ladder, it collapses up upon itself, and Jackie Chan is stuck right in the middle of it. It's really, really rough. Again, this is, I'm not disrespecting Stanley and his work here. This, I don't think, is anywhere near the level as the Police Story movies, Drunken Master, or the Project A stuff. So, this is, I would say this is for the weakest in Jackie Chan, but it's still better than 99% of the stuff that's coming out here today. It's an incredible movie. The slapstick I don't think isn't as pervasive as we've seen in movies that Jackie Chan himself directs. I don't know if that's Chan himself putting it in, or if it just didn't work out this time. There is funny stuff, but the laughs aren't as hard as you're going to get in the police story or the Project A stuff. It's about the same, I would say, as Rumble in the Bronx, which Stanley Tong also directed. So maybe Jackie Chan's sense of humor isn't translating as much. Maybe he's only focused on being the actor and being the stunt coordinator, and he doesn't have enough time to really, pay homage to, Charlie Chaplin and Howard Lloyd and all those great silent film characters. With the exception, honestly, of Jackie Chan's character, there really aren't that many other memorable characters. The whole family, who they think he killed their father, who he's trying to kind of protect there. None of them really stand out the way some of the other characters do. It's pretty much just a showcase for Jackie Chan. So I'm not, this is sounding a little bit more negative than I wanted to be. But it's still a great action-packed movie. You get the James Bond action at the beginning on the ski slope, which is right out of anything with Roger Moore. Yeah, they also have a good one in Tomorrow Never Dies with Pierce Brosnan. Lots of snow in James Bond. I think even Daniel Craig did one in one of his. I'm not as big a fan of Daniel Craig, but you get that. So and then get the latter stuff at the end. The big climactic action scene was actually it's in a big water tank with they're fighting sharks and stuff. So again, that's reminiscent of something like Thunderball or For Your Eyes Only. So this movie definitely knows it's paying homage to James Bond, whether it wants to admit it or not. I think it does actually want to admit it. But even though I haven't been as enthusiastic about this one as some of the others, that's just because I watched the other ones right before this one. So I went in with perhaps very high expectations. It's still a very good one. Not as action-packed. But still, it's a lot of like parkour stuff. He's always running away from the villains, and he's sliding down things. He's jumping off buildings. So his defense is actually much more exciting than you would expect. And as I mentioned before, this is part of the Jackie Chan Breakout Hits that Arrow Video is going to be releasing very soon. That one has a lot more special features. For First Strike, I took a look. It's a lot more like commentary, a lot more retrospective stuff. I didn't see a lot of them doing a lot of more of the stunt coordination. Although it is possible that will be in there. And one of the interviews that they will just show clips and show how they did, how they rehearsed for all the stunts, how they kind of mapped everything out. So you never know. That's definitely something to keep an eye on in the future. So, have you seen Jackie Chan's First Strike? Let me know. What did you think about it? Is this still a good one to be in the collection on its own? You let me know. And what do you think about that latter scene? How does that rank amongst Jackie Chan's best action sequences? It's definitely up there for me. It may not be, top 5, but it's definitely up there. It's one of the most memorable ones that he's done. So, that's going to wrap us up. We got one more Jackie Chan movie we're going to talk to for now. It's actually one that he does direct. So we're going to finish out with a Jackie Chan directing film. So that's going to be very cool. And then we're going to move on. We're going to move on from Jackie Chan from there. So until next time, be kind and rewind to each other. And remember, it's not a true home without home video. Good night. Thank you.